pattern established. Each number in sequence is called star. In sequence 1, 3, 5, and 7, 1 is considered as the first term, 3 is the second term, 5 is the third term, 7 is the fourth term, and so on. How can you apply this sequence in real life? Number 1, solving.
The next step, third July.
No. Number 1, for real, solving cases or problems. Once there was 10 friends named Anton.
One day, the body of Anton, found by his teacher, bloody and lifeless, inside the broom bags. And the second day, Bino found dead inside the CR with a shocking expression in his face.
Somebody! Bino is dead! Guys! Bino is dead! I found him! In the CR, follow me!
And the next day, Cardo found dead by his fellow classmates under the terrace of a senior high buildings.
Cardo is dead. The 7 friends left, they think will be the next victim of this mysterious and merciless murderer. Is it Dagol, Errol, Francis, Gabriel, Hans, Istoy, or Joe? Order of the first letter of their names, we can predict that Tagol will be the next victim of this mysterious murder.
Oh my god!
Based on the investigation earlier, the murderer left a note which needs to be decoded in order to be understood.
How can we apply sequence in this case?
If we convert the letters in English alphabet that corresponds to their position, we can get A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on. If we're going to study the note being left by the mysterious killer using math, we can easily decode the note. Negative K, negative E, negative F, positive N, positive E, positive A, positive H, hashtag Paul. If you can notice in the note, there were two signs before each letter. These are minus sign and a cross or positive sign. The minus or negative sign represented a mathematical operation which is subtraction, and the cross or positive sign represented a mathematical operation which is addition. It simply means that the hashtag 4 in the note can be also read as number 4, using the equation L equals to n minus 4 and L equals to n plus 4. All we need to do now is to get its converted form and subtract or add according also to the sign of each letter. Note, when the sign is negative, subtract it to 4. When the sign is positive, add it to 4. Now that we know that Gabriel is the mysterious murderer, Dagol, Errol, Francis, Hans, Stoy, and Joe will be able to catch him and put him in jail for killing his friends.
God gave me you to show me what's real, and there's more to life than just how I feel, and all that I'm worth is right before my eyes.
Arithmetic sequence. So, arithmetic sequence in mathematics, an arithmetic progression or an arithmetic sequence is a sequence of numbers such that the difference between the consecutive term is a constant. Difference here means the second minus the first. For instance, the sequence 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15 and so on is an arithmetic progression with a common difference of 2. So, the general formula for arithmetic sequence is an equals to a sub 1 plus quantity n minus 1 times b. For the common difference, the formula is b equals to a sub 1 minus a sub 2. So let's witness how boys solve this problem using arithmetic sequence.
He is Jason. He had a dream to have a new pair of shoes.
What's the problem?
I want to buy a new pair of shoes because the shoes I'm using is enough. But I have only 1,000 pesos.
Wow, I like this. It's so beautiful. Good morning, sir. Would you like to buy this pair of shoes? If you buy this pair of shoes, you will never be rebuilt.
If you wear this pair of shoes, you can do anything. You can run faster than a bullet.
Really?
You can walk directly above the sea. You can jump higher than the moon.
So, are you going to buy it now, sir? I would like to, sir, but how much it costs?
Before, it cost exactly 4,000 pesos.
Oh?
It has 50% off.
For now, you can get it with a price of 2,000 pesos.
Kung wala ka nang maintindihan, kung wala ka nang makapitan, kapit ka sa akin, kapit ka sa akin, hindi kita bibitawan.
Good morning, sir.
Please sit. Thank you, sir.
Are you Jason?
Yes, sir.
I heard that you would like to have a part-time job here inside the campus.
Exactly, sir.
Oh, I had an offer to you. You will clean all the CR here inside the campus, and I will pay you 200 pesos a day in 5 days.
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Please come back tomorrow.
So Jason had already an amount of 1,000 pesos, and the amount of shoes he wanted to buy is exactly 2,000 pesos. Then he got a job for 5 days inside the campus. He's going to receive a salary of 200 pesos per day. In this situation, how can we apply arithmetic sequence? Let's make a table. On the first day, Jason will receive a salary of 200 pesos. On the second day, Jason will receive a total salary of 400 pesos. On the third day, Jason will have a total salary of 600 pesos. And in the fourth day, Jason will have a total salary of 800 pesos. The question is, how much will be the total salary of Jason on the fifth day? So if Jason will add all of the money he had already a total amount of 2,000 pesos. He can already afford to buy the shoes he wanted to have too.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning, Jason. Nice to come back.
By the way, this is your salary.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
You're a good boy. Yes.
other words, interest or rather than paying it out, so that interest in the next period is dependent on the principal sum plus previously accumulated interest. Once, there was a family who doesn't have enough capability to support their financial needs. Let's witness how compound interest solved their problems.
Hey! Nandito na si tatay! Nay, nandito na po si tatay. Ay, sorry. Pagluto niya ang dala ko. Pagpasensyahan mo na. Wala ka siya nang mamalisanin natin. Okay lang yan, mahal. Halika na anak, Junjun, kain na tayo. Kain na naman? Ang pasensyahan mo na anak, kapag kumatuwag tayo, bibigyan ko ng paborito mong pagkain.
Kung wala ka nang maintindihan, kung wala ka nang makapitan, kapit ka sa akin, kapit ka sa akin, hindi.
Mahal, Dudong, inaalala ko lang yung anak natin. Mukhang nahihirapan na siya sa ating buhay. Awang-awa na ako sa iyo, mahal. Kahit anong sipag ko, hindi ko pa rin kayo may ahon sa hirap. Pag-isip-isip ko, mahal, kung paano natin palalakihin ang ating anak. Kailangan natin bang patapusin sa kanyang pag-aaral? Kung mangutang kaya tayo kay Panenggo, kung in-check na kapitbahay natin. Oo nga, no? Uy, nandito na naman si Boy Daing!
Daing sa agahan, daing sa tanghalian, daing sa hapunan, kaya may tsura mukhang daing! 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 Daing!
Panenggo, pwede bang makautang sa'yo?
Magkano ba kailangan mo?
Mga 100,000 sana.
O sige, basta gawin natin collateral ang bukid mo. Basta bayaran mo ko ng 8,745 piso at 15 sentimo kada buwan. Dahil 7% ang interest ng utang mo na maaari mong bayaran kada buwan. Magandang umaga sa iyo, Paring Dodong.
Magandang umaga na sa'yo, Panenggo. Ano ba ang ipaglilingkod namin sa'yo?
Nandito ko para kunin ang titulo ng lupa niyo.
Ha? Ano?
Asa na? Akin na.
Ayoko! Ibibigay mo ba o hindi? Kung hindi mo ibibigay, papa-aresto kita sa mga pulis.
Para ako na. Huwag mo kunin ang
Maski na, hindi ka pa rin nakabayad ng interest ko. Lumaki na.
Kapit ka sa akin,
Akin na.
kapit ka sa akin, hindi.
Morning class.
Sir.
Our lesson for today is compound interest. So when you heard a word compound interest, what comes in your mind? What is compound interest? Compound interest is the additional interest to the principal sum of loan or deposit, or into the words of interest, rather than paying it out.
So that interest in the next period sum plus previously accumulated interest. Now, here are the sum formula regarding compound interest. In order to extract payment, payment equals to total loan divided by 1 minus quantity 1 plus annual rate divided by n, quantity raised to n times t, over annual rate divided by n. N stands for number of compounding years, and t stands for total number of years. And to extract interest, interest equals to balance times annual rate divided by n. And to solve principal, principal equals to payment minus interest. And to solve for the remaining balance equals to balance minus principal. And for the total interest equals to present interest plus past interest.
Sir,
Oh, ano yan, Junjun?
sir, maaari niyo po bang tulungan ng aking mga magulang?
Bakit? Ano ba ang problema, Junjun?
Sir, kanina sa leksyon niyo tungkol sa compound interest, napag-aralan kong niloko ang aking ama ng kanyang pinagkakautangang tao. At kinuha pa ang bukiri namin bilang kolateral sa utang, sir.
Halika, Junjun. Puntahan natin ang iyong mga magulang. Sasamahan ko kayong magreklamo sa mga pulis at patunayan ko na niloko kayo ng taong pinagkakautangan nyo.
Magandang hapon po, Chief.
Ano ang ibagin ko naman sa'yo?
Nireklamo ko lang po sana si Parengo. Niloko niya po kami sa kanyang pautang. Umutang kasi ako sa kanya ng 100,000 na mayroong interes na 7% na maaari kong bayaran sa kanya buwan-buwan.
Kaya binayaran ko po siya halagang 8,745 pesos at 15 centavos kada buwan. Ngunit sabi niya lumaki daw ang interes ng utang ko. Kaya kinuha niya ang bukirin sinasaka ko bilang kolateral.
Ipaliwanag ko po sa inyong lahat, sir, para maunawaan nyo. Sa sitwasyon ni Ginoong Dodong, maaari po tayong gumawa ng isang talaan upang may pauliwanag ang lahat.
Dahil sa umiram si Ginong Dodong ng halagang 100,000 piso, ipinapahiwatig lang ito na ang unang balanse para sa unang taon ay 100,000 piso. Upang malaman ang halaga ng kanyang babayaran sa unang taon, gagamit tayo ng isang formula. Para malaman ang halagang babayaran para sa unang buwan, gagamitin natin ang formula na payment is equals to total loan divided by 1 minus quantity 1 plus annual rate divided by n, quantity raised to negative n times t divided by annual rate divided by n. Let's substitute. So the total loan is 100,000 pesos divided by 1 minus quantity 1 plus the annual rate, which is 9% or in decimal 0.09 divided by n, or the number of compounding years, which is 12. So the raised to negative n, or negative 12, times the time, which is 1 year. Divided by the annual rate, which is 0.09, divided by also to the compounding years, or 12. Then let's solve. After undergoing the series of process, we can determine that the payment will be
B. 8,745.1476817 or 8,745.15. So let's put 8,745.147681.7 on the payment. Okay, let's solve first the interest because we couldn't solve the principal as long as there is no interest. In order to solve the interest, let's use the formula interest equals to balance times annual rate divided by n. Let's substitute. Let's substitute balance for 100,000. For the annual rate, 0.09 divided by n, which is the compounding interest per year, which is 12, representing the 12 month in 1 year. After undergoing the series of process, we can determine that interest is equals to 750. Okay, let's fill in the column in the interest, which is 750. In order to determine the unknown principal, let's use the formula principal equals to payment minus interest. Okay, let's substitute. After substituting, undergoing the process, we can determine that the principal is 7,995.15. Now, let's fill in the column for the principal. 7,995.15. Okay, in order to solve for the unknown remaining balance, let's use the formula remaining balance equals to balance minus principal. Let's substitute. Let's substitute 100,000 for the balance. Minus 7,995.15 for the principal. After undergoing the process, we can determine that the unknown remaining balance is 92,000 or 25. After paying an amount of 8,745 pesos and 15 centavos for the first month, we can determine that the remaining balance is 92,000 or 25. So in order to determine the unknown total interest, let's use the formula total interest equals to present interest plus past interest. But then in this case, since we are on the first month, still there is no past interest. So it simply means that the present interest will be our total interest for the first month. Since our interest for the first month is 750, it simply means that the total interest for this month is also 750. So, for the remaining column, let's do the same process. Okay, here we are on the last column. In this part, we can now determine if who's stealing the truth. Is it Mang Dodong or Mr. Mongo? Okay, let's solve for the remaining balance after paying an amount of 8,745 pesos and 15 centavos constantly for 12 months or 1 year. Again and again. To solve for the unknown remaining balance, let's use the formula remaining balance equals to balance minus principal. Okay, let's substitute. Let's substitute 8,680.02 for the balance minus the principal, which is 8,680.022. Okay, after undergoing the process, we can determine that the remaining balance is 0. So it simply means that Mr. Dodong is stealing the truth. Mr. Mongo, you're a liar. Umanda ka sa akin, Mr. Mongo. Papatayin kita. After paying an amount of 8,745 pesos and 15 centavos consecutive for 12 months, the remaining balance of Mr. Dodong will be 0. Okay, lastly, let's solve for the total interest of the amount of 100,000 pesos being borrowed by Mr. Dodong from Mr. Mongo that has an interest of 9% payable for 1 year. So, in order to solve for the unknown total interest, let's use the formula total interest equals to present interest plus past interest. Okay, let's substitute 65.13 for the present interest plus 4,876.67 for the past interest. So, after undergoing the process, we can determine that the total interest will be 4,941.8. So, after solving, we can determine that the total interest of the money being borrowed by Mr. Dodong from Mr. Mongo that has an interest of 9% that is payable for 1 year is 4,941.8 only. Okay, Chief, are you convinced? Do you understand? Is there any suggestion, reaction, clarification, violent reaction, or what? Chief?